Hello, I'm Alan Adcock. I am CEO of ASC Group here in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to Cyber Sentinel. On this video, we're going to talk about 5G cellular technologies that are coming on the market. There's been a lot of advertising about 5G over the last year or two. It's actually been in generation for about 5 years now where they've been working on this. But most of the carriers are getting close to actually doing deployment. So what is 5G? 5G just stands for the fifth generation of cellular technology. And really it's going to promise that it's going to deliver a large increase in performance. So your data, data performance is going to be 10 to 100 times faster than what you get on your 4G LTE phones and MiFi boxes today. When is it going to get here? So most of the carriers have robust deployments in place today. T-Mobile has 5G deployed today in all 50 states. It covers about 200 million people. Other carriers also have, hundreds of markets that are currently covered by their 5G technology. Handsets is the second part of the deployment. So your handsets, your cell phones, your MiFi boxes, those are a little bit delayed. The COVID-19 crisis this year has delayed that stuff. Most of those devices were due out end of summer. Apple usually does their new phone rollouts in September. That is going to be delayed this year till towards the end of the year. But they're coming. Most of the carriers have at least one or two devices currently available that you can get that are 5G enabled. But as with any of this stuff, the early adopters, it's going to be, your mileage is going to vary on how much coverage you get and what kind of performance you're going to see. I'm not sure there's a big advantage to being an early adopter of any of the kind of cellular technologies, as they have to build out those whole networks. All the cell towers have to be updated, etc. But pretty much any device going forward from now, I would be looking to make sure that it is a 5G enabled device. Some of the carriers are going to charge extra for this. AT&T, I believe it's an extra $10. I think T-Mobile is another $10. Sorry, not T-Mobile. Verizon, I believe, is a $10 upcharge to be on a 5G device. I believe T-Mobile has pronounced that they are not going to charge extra, which is nice. There's been a lot of controversies and stuff around 5G, which is fairly interesting from a technology guy's perspective. There's been a huge conspiracy theory that's been spread online about 5G being linked to the spread of COVID-19, which just doesn't make any sense at all. And then there's actors and musicians that have added to that fray, and has led to some people going and burning down telecom sites. They've been lighting cell towers on fire, which makes no sense, and just generally harassing telecom workers out in the field in general. 5G is not a huge revolutionary thing. There is no COVID-19 tie to this. It is just a faster data plan, right? That's really all we're talking about. The other big controversy has been around Huawei, which is a Chinese manufacturer of telecom equipment. The accusations from the US government is that technology has built-in backdoors for spying on all the communication that goes to that devices. So those have been banned in the United States. The United States has been putting pressure on other countries to also ban the Huawei equipment. Lots of places in Europe are looking at that very hard. So there are other providers, Ericsson being a big one, that are providing that equipment in place of the Huawei gear. Here at ASC Group, where do we stand on the 5G stuff? Well, we are for anything that gives our clients extra options for being able to access their data, access cloud data, access their office data. I'm really excited about the opportunity to use 5G routers in place of, just to give us another option, so we're not tied necessarily to cable providers, fiber optic cables, that kind of stuff. Let's get another option that's a wireless option in there as either a backup or a primary if it's a smaller office. We've got the technology today to use 4G backups, but as you can imagine, if you try to run an office of 20 people off of a cell phone data plan, that's not going to be a great solution. So for us, we're really excited about the 5G technology, more for a MiFi, more for an office backup line than necessarily what I can, download on my cell phone. I don't usually use my phone to watch movies and all that kind of stuff because it's a little bitty screen. But that's where I see the data speeds being really a big improvement. Other technologies coming out soon that also give us these more options, things like Starlink, direct satellite communication that works with all of our security stuff like VPN better than the legacy satellite data communications that are out there. So anyway, that's the ASC's take on the 5G revolution, if you will. That's what the marketing hype is. Really, it's just the next generation of higher speed cellular technology. So if you have any more questions about 5G or anything else we usually discuss around technology and security, reach out, find us on social media at #CyberSentinel.